Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Whiskey Cove. We are at Costco and we are doing a little bit of an episode here that has a little bit of research attached to it. So are Costco's prices on whiskey really cheaper than a lot of other whiskey stores? So we're going to go inside Costco, we're going to look at the prices, and then we're going to do a little bit of shopping around this area at different liquor stores. We're going to go to Daveco, the world's biggest liquor store. We're going to go to the biggest liquor store in Boulder, and we're going to do a bunch of other ones as well to see if Costco's pricing is really that good. And then at the end we'll touch base, and then we'll take a little look at just how well it went. With that being said, let's go ahead, go on into Costco and see what we can see. So we are at Costco. Most of the whiskey is over here and we have some in the aisles over there, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a few different bottles and record the prices, and then when we go to other liquor stores we'll compare the prices. So let's start by this Elijah Craig small batch, which is $47 for a 1.75 litre bottle. I think we'll do Angel's Envy too, because you'll see this in a lot of different places, for $44. We'll also do Knob Creek 1.75 for $52.99, aged 9 years. And then also we'll do the Maker's Mark 1.75 for $42, which is a great price. And then there's a couple over here that I want to do too. Let's do the Basil Hayden's for $31.99. Let's do the Blade and Bow for $37.89. That's a great price. I think that's going to be hard to beat. Let's do the George Dickel 8-year bourbon for $26. Again, I think that's going to be a tough one to beat too. Let's do the Redbreast 12 to mix it up a little bit as well, and that's going to be $57. Great bottle of whiskey, and what a price that is. They also have a Michter's over there, but it's really crazy here today. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so that makes sense. And the Michter's small batch over there is $58.69, which is another phenomenal price here at Costco. So I think all in all, we have a pretty good selection here from Costco. Whiskey bottles that we'll probably find in most liquor stores. So what we'll do now is go ahead and hit up some liquor stores and see what prices they have. So the first place that we have come to is Hazel's in Boulder, Colorado, to see if they can get close to the prices that we are seeing at Costco. So Hazel's is Boulder's oldest and biggest liquor store. They often have a lot of sales, and if anybody can do it, this is going to be one of the places that can. So let's go on in, let's see the bottles that we managed to earmark at Costco and see what prices they have. So then, just looking at some of the whiskey that they have here at Hazel's. So in Costco they had these 1.75 liters and they had them for $41.99. Here at Hazel's, they're $50, so Costco are definitely cheaper there. So they also had Elijah Craig 1.75s. At Costco, it was $46.99, $60 for these 1.75s here. They also had regular Basil Hayden's at Costco for $31, $31.99. It is $40 here for that Basil Hayden's. Knob Creek, they had a Knob Creek 1.75 at Costco for $53, and it's $60 here for that 1.75, and that's on offer too, which is tells you exactly kind of where we are at with a lot of the Costco pricing so far. This is just one store. I'm looking to see if I can find any of the Angel's Envy Blade and Bow Michter's. So the Angel's Envy here is $50 and Costco is $43.99. So Costco is cheaper again. So the Michter's small batch is $43 at Costco. It was $38.69, and I can't find the Blade and Bow, so we're gonna pass on that one for the time being here. I also wasn't able to find the Dickel 8-year bourbon, so let's go and take a look at the Redbreast 12. And then lastly, Redbreast 12 is $69.99 here, and then $56.99 at Costco. So all in all, the first store, we can categorically say that Costco has been cheaper on every single bottle that we're looking at today. So let's move on out of this store and go to the next one. So the next stop on our Costco research is Daveco Wine and Liquor. So Daveco is probably half a mile away from Costco. Costco is like the other side of Home Depot. So there's no one more impacted by this Costco selling alcohol than Daveco. It is the world's biggest liquor store. They have some really good prices on a lot of great stuff. Let's see how they compare to Costco. So we've found some of the 1.75 Maker's Mark on sale from $49.99 to $44.99. At Costco it is $41.99. So pretty close, pretty darn close. The closest we've seen so far on the Maker's Marks. The 1.75 litre Elijah Craig's are $54 at Costco. They are $47. The Basil Haydens they had down here, and this is the standard bottle, $33.99. It's only $2 more than Costco. That's really respectful. And then the Knob Creek 1.75 litre bottles here are $57.99 there. Costco was $52.99. And then we're going to take a quick look down to Angel's Envy stuff just down here. Angel's Envy at Costco was $43.99. It is $49.99, but you get $5 off coupon there. So that would take it down to $44.99, which is really, really close. And then also you want to take a look at, while we're here, is the Blade and Bow and Michter's. So that is going to be, and I should really know where everything is in this place because I do spend a lot of time here. So the Michter's small batch is $43 at Costco. It was $38.69, and I can't find the Blade and Bow, so we're gonna pass on that one for the time being here. I also wasn't able to find the Dickel 8-year bourbon, so let's go and take a look at the Redbreast 12. The Redbreast 12, we found it here. They also have a few other really great additions, especially that cask strength. That's excellent. But the Redbreast 12 here, $64.99, Costco $56.99. So not a million miles away. I would say for Daveco's massive selection of whiskey compared to Costco, it's definitely worth coming here if you're up in the area. And as you've seen, they're very competitive on pricing too. So our next stop takes us to King Soopers. So King Soopers is just fries. It's just what it's called here in Colorado. And if there's one store that can probably get pretty darn close to Costco, if not better, there has to be fries. So let's go on in, let's see what prices they have these bottles at and see if they can get close or even compare to Costco. So first up at Kroger is the 1.75 Maker's Mark for $47 at Costco, $42. So a big difference there. The Elijah Craig 1.75 litres are going to be over here. So apparently they were selling them for $83, but now it's $58. I don't really believe any of these sales here. I think it's just a marketing gimmick. $47 at Costco, $58 at here, so a lot more expensive there. Do they have any Basil Haydens? Yes, they do. Basil Haydens, that's the dark rye. That's the regular bourbon, it's going to be $37. Costco is $32. Knob Creek 1.75 litre bottles, I don't believe that they have. As you can see, they had the regular for $30, so $30 for a regular size, where Costco is 1.75 was $52.99. So by that value, this would be $65. So Costco is ahead a little bit there. By the way, that's a pretty solid price for that Knob Creek 920 proof. That's a good bottle of whiskey. On a side note there, Angel's Envy, they had some over here. But this is the specialty release, but we still have the tag for the regular, which is $56. Costco was $44. Blade and Bow I am not seeing. The Dickel 8-year bourbon I'm not seeing, because I can imagine it would be around here. Michter's small batch bourbon they have up here for $45. A couple of other Michter's there too. $38.69 at Costco, $45 here. Again, with that whiskey well off the pace. So the only other one we're looking for now is the Redbreast 12, and that'll be just behind me for $75, which is the most expensive we've seen it today. Costco $57 here, usually $85, now $75. So I think this Kroger, maybe because they're a new store here and they're just ramping up a few things, are pretty well off the price and well off the mark so far. The next stop to see if any of these stores can compare with Costco prices is Applejack Wine and Spirits. This is a pretty big liquor warehouse. It is owned, I'm told, by the people who own Specs in Texas, if you know about them. So maybe expect to see more Applejacks open up here in Colorado. Let's go ahead and go on inside to see how they price against Costco. So in Applejacks, they keep all the whiskey mainly to this aisle. They have like some specialty releases here, and they have some allocated stuff sometimes over there. So let's see how they price compare to Costco. So we have the 1.75 Maker's Mark here. Costco is $41.99, and it looks like it's $41.99 here too. So that is the first one that we've seen that is equal to or less than Costco. So we need to try to find some Elijah Craig. Looks like they have the 1.75 Knob Creek 9 year, $59.98 on that one, where Costco had it for $52.99. So a little bit of a drop off compared to the Maker's Mark. Angel's Envy, the regular offering, is $52.98. Costco's $43.99. We also have the Blade and Bow for $46.98 here at Costco, $37.99. 1.75 Elijah Craig is $56.99. Costco is $46.99, which again is a bit of a drop off there. I'm looking for Basil Hayden's. I'm not really seeing it, but they do have the Dickel 8-year for $36.99. Again, that's a little bit pricey compared to Costco, which is $25.99. And then they have the Basil Hayden's for $33.98, $31.99 at Costco, so not too dissimilar. And then they have Blade and Bow for $46.98 here. Costco is going to be $37.99. Just going to look for Michter's, and then we'll take a look at the Redbreast 12 there too. So I wasn't able to find Michter's. I looked high and low. I really expect them to have it. They probably do. I just couldn't find it. But I did find the Redbreast 12 year, and that is $59.99 at Costco. It's $56.99. So we definitely got a lot closer, much closer than I thought we would on a lot of prices. And for the first time, we saw a price that was the same or less, which was the Maker's Mark 1.75 litre. So we're going to go to 2 more stores and see if we can get under Costco's pricing. So we've arrived at our next location to see if this store, Denver Liquor Outlet, can get close to Costco's low prices. Denver Liquor Outlet hasn't been here that long. There used to be an old store here called Total Beverage, but now it's changed hands to Denver Liquor Outlet. I haven't been here that much, so it'll be interesting to see if some of these shelf-stable whiskeys that we saw at Costco, and see what they have, and if they have them here, and what prices they will be. So we are inside. As you can see, a pretty damn big store here. Most of the whiskey is down here and down that aisle. There's also some really highly allocated stuff over there, but that's not what we're looking for here today. So we're going to see if we can find some of these bottles that we saw in Costco and see how their prices compare and go from there. First up, we have the 1.75 litre Maker's Marks, $44.99 here, $41.99 at Costco. It just goes to show how competitive that price is at Costco. Elijah Craig 1.75 is $58.99 at Costco. Is $47. That's almost $12 or so more. Basil Hayden's is $33.99. That's a little bit more affordable, $31.99 in Costco. Angel's Envy is $46.99 at Costco. Is $43.99. So that's similar, somewhat comparable. The Knob Creek 1.75 is $59.99 here. Costco is $52.99, so not a million miles away, but still not really close. They have the Blade and Bow, $44.99. Costco, of course, was $37.99. A little bit of a discrepancy there. They have the Michter's small batch bourbon for $44.99. $38.69 is what it was in Costco. And let's see if we can find that Dickel 8-year before we move on to the Redbreast 12. And there's the Dickel 8-year, and that's the most expensive price I feel like we've seen today. $25.99 at Costco, $39.99 for that Dickel. That's a big pass on that. And then lastly, the Redbreast 12, coming in at a $69.99 price tag, which is about $13 more than Costco's $56.99. So they had everything here. They had a good selection. The Maker's Mark was probably the most competitive thing that they had here, but there was a lot of stuff that the prices were wildly different. So again, another example of not even coming close to Costco's pricing. We have one more store left. Can we get one bottle of whiskey that is priced below? And we are at our last location to see if there are any liquor stores around the Denver metro area that we can go to that has lower prices than Costco. So Total Beverage here is a cornerstone of the Westminster whiskey community. We're going to go in, we're going to see what the prices look like compared to Costco, and hopefully we can find a cheaper price. Alright folks, and we are inside the store. Most of the whiskey they have is kind of like on the back wall here. It goes around, and there's some on this side, some on there. And they also have some higher allocated end stuff over there. But that's not what we're here for today. We are here for this guy to start off with. Maker's Mark 1.75, coming in clutch at $41.99. That equals Costco at $41.99. So we are off to a very good start. We've only seen that at one other liquor store so far. So I'm really excited of what else we can see. The Elijah Craig 1.75 liters is $56.99 at Costco, $46.99. That's a $10 drop off. That is what we would say is significant. Basil Hayden's, it doesn't look like they have the regular, here it is, $39.99. That is pricey. Basil Hayden's at Costco was $31.99. So a bit of a big difference there. Knob Creek 1.75s. I saw them around here somewhere. Where are they hiding? Here we go. $64.99, 100 proof. That's expensive. $52.99 it was at Costco. Angel's Envy, the classic Angel's Envy. Where is it hiding? Here it is, $54.99. And much like what we saw today, save $5 off. $54.99. It's still a little bit of a far cry from $43.99. Blade and Bow, if we move just over to the left here, is here. $44.99. Costco, $37.99 again. We're running out of bottles here, folks. Michter's Small Batch, $38.69 at Costco, $39.99. That's the cheapest we've seen it outside of Costco today. That's a good price, but again, not good enough. And then last year, Dickel 8-year. Where is the Dickel 8-year hiding? They definitely have to have it here. Okay, it's over here. I think it's $34.99. So I think that's a $10 difference compared to Costco. $9, $10. You're probably better off getting this one aged 12 years, but Costco's price at $24.99 is pretty much unbeatable there. We have one bottle left to save the day, and that is the Redbreast 12. And here it is, Redbreast 12, $79.99. Costco, $56.99. That's probably the most expensive we've seen today. Again, a pretty good offering of Irish whiskey and just whiskey in general. It's kind of spread out a little bit. You have some Canadian over here, so it's really enjoyable just to kind of walk through, look at the different bottles that they have. I don't know why, but I see a Henry McKenna just hiding over here. That's funny. Also, you have some Johnny Walkers, you have some Lefroy. Great selection, solid prices and stuff like Buffalo Trace for $26.99. The Knob Creek 9 was a little bit pricey, but the Maker's Mark they did manage to hit for the same price. So what lessons have we learned here today? So let's go outside and talk a little bit about that. Well, this kind of concludes our trip here and all the questions that we asked. Is Costco really that cheap? And on the face of it, it definitely is. There was only 2 bottles in the entire day that equaled Costco's prices. Nothing came below the prices. It's crazy of just how cheap Costco can be, even up against these massive liquor stores that we have here in Colorado, and then also stores like Kroger. So you're probably thinking, I'm telling you, you need to go to Costco to buy all your whiskey. I would actually say no. I don't think you should go to Costco to buy your whiskey. Heck, if you're there with your family, you're shopping, go ahead, buy the whiskey there. Yes, it's cheaper. Yes, it's in your budget. So, work with your budget for whatever that is. But ultimately, what we've seen today is a lot of these other liquor stores just have a much better selection. You're getting whiskeys from around the world. You're getting whiskeys from smaller craft distilleries from different parts of the US. You're getting livelihoods in these bottles. You're getting history. You're getting stories. Where oftentimes when you go into Costco, you end up picking up a bottle of whiskey that you probably didn't want or didn't go in for. You just felt kind of trapped by that price. So yes, Costco definitely has a time and place. But definitely think about that. When you're in these smaller liquor stores, you're supporting these families, you're supporting these craft distilleries, because I think that's what we don't generally see in Costco as much. We don't see much local stuff. We don't see much stuff with a niche history. Albeit Costco has some fantastic prices. So balance out what you think. Is it worth paying a couple extra dollars to support the independent stores? Or should we just be mindful of how much we should be spending these days in what is a crazy economy? So thank you for coming on this journey with me. I think we managed to give you folks at home a good first-hand experience of what some of the liquor stores that I like to go shopping here and what those prices look like up against Costco's. As we drink through the world's whiskeys one glass at a time, thanks for watching. Cheers.